Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. In today's episode, we're gonna rewire the Triumph. I've bought a brand new wiring harness from Lucas, and it's the last major thing we have to do before we paint it and then set the carbs and the timing and get it ready to run. So I'm gonna grab some tools and let's jump into it. So I wanted to show you guys what I'm doing here. It's really not that complicated. It looks like a rat's nest, and on the diagram it looks really complicated, but if you just go by one thing, eventually you'll get done. I had to add a few Deutsch connectors, which are just waterproof connectors. You can buy them at the AutoZone store and you can put them in together. Mainly because these old style connectors were gone and people had like twisted wires together and stuff. So I got the handlebars all routed in. All I've got left to wire up here is the ignition switch. This is my headlight, and this is what's called a pilot light, which my bike doesn't have. It's up in the headlight. I don't have it. So I'm thinking about getting a new ignition switch, and once I do, I'll wire it, plug this up, and that'll be all sealed up. Now let's talk about how I routed the wires. Right here is where your wires pass through. You've got the two bulbs that come up to your speedo and your tack, and everything that goes out to your headlights. I found that the easiest way was to kind of work from here out. I fed everything through here, zip tied it up to the top of the frame, and then came down along the left side of the air box back to where the battery is. Up here, all I've had to hook up is the oil pressure light, the points, which is an electronic ignition now, and the horn. Okay, now let's talk about back here where everything kind of gets a little complicated and can maybe get a little confusing. Stock, if your bike is completely stock, this wouldn't be that big of a deal. You just follow the diagrams you get. My bike's not stock. It has a tri-spark system in it, which replaces the old points and condensers. So you got to get special coils, special plug wires. I am replacing the rectifier that's on its way. These condensers are going to come out when I take the fender off to paint, replace it with the new fender. But basically, the wires feed in front of the battery box holder and come over here and break out and then go, let's see here. This is for the rear lights, and these are for the rear lights. The rest of them just come down the left side of the frame here. You've got the ground and the positive. In this case, my bike is positive earth. And then you've got a ground for the coils. Now this is where it gets different from mine. Because I have the tri-spark system, I have to wire this different than stock. The rectifier is still wired the same. You no longer use the condensers. You join a couple wires over here, which are the white and yellow and black and yellow. And then you kind of wire the coils in series, and that's pretty much it. If you're going to use a tri-spark, I've had it on the bike for a few years. I love it. It's great. Just follow the instructions. They're very simple, and they're very easy to read, and it's a good system. And if you ever have any questions, just contact your supplier, and I'm sure they can answer them. All right, guys. Also, I replaced my tack drive. I also replaced all these old Allen heads with the proper Phillips on both sides for all the inspection covers. Next, I'm just gonna go through and just button up a couple nuts and bolts. It's not that big of a deal. And the only other thing is I wired some stuff down here. Here's where your flasher wires come out. They go right there. You come down here and you go into the charging system, which mine is single phase. It's just 2 wires. And then you go over to the brake light. All right, guys, so we're done here. We've wired the entire bike. All I've got left to do is just go get a battery, stick it in here, and set the timing, which is so easy with this tri-spark system. If you guys get one, just follow the instructions. It is not that big of a deal to do it. I accidentally bought a wiring harness for late 78 to 83, dual phase wiring system. So if anyone wants it for their bike, if anyone knows they need one, just hit me up in the comments or something and I'll mail it out to you. It is brand new from Lucas. The way you'll know it works for yours is the wires coming out of your primary for your charging will be 3-wire, not 2-wire. Mine's 2-wire. Other than that, guys, next episode we'll be painting it. I've got a couple little silly parts on order for the bike, nothing major. And then we'll just set it up and get it running. I've got new side covers. I got to paint them, paint the gas tank, paint the fenders. I'm trying to decide between whether doing a stripe down the middle of the bike or doing the classic scallops on the side of the tank in silver. Let me know what you guys think I should do in the comments. I'll see if it affects my decision. I don't know if it will. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. It is hot. I'm sweating, and I'm going to go cool off and hydrate. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.